Damn, I haven't seen anyone in over a year, and the first ones I find seem like a bunch of meanies.
Hey, Walking Dead fans, welcome back to the channel. Let's go over some of the episode 15 opening minutes, promo photos, sneak peeks, a lot of stuff they've revealed the last several episodes, just a bunch of stuff, a bunch of clips, and a bunch of promo photos. But this will be for episode 15, and it's kind of sort of not the finale, because the finale, episode 16, has been delayed for just later in this year. If you've seen the advertisements, it just says later in this year. There's no date. And The Walking Dead World Beyond was also delayed. The premiere of it was going to come on after episode 16, so I'm pretty sure that'll be the same Sunday, the finale of season 10, as well as the premiere of World Beyond. It'll be some Sunday later on in the year, this year, hopefully 2020, and that's just kind of what we're dealing with right now. But we will get one more episode 15, that's coming up this Sunday, so let's dive into these promo photos, sneak peeks, opening minutes, and all of that stuff. Spoiler alert, if you're not caught up to The Walking Dead Season 10, we'll be talking about episode 15 coming up, and we'll be mentioning a bunch of the stuff that happened in the prior episode. So spoiler alert if you're not caught up to The Walking Dead. Starting with the promo photos, we got Daryl in the woods with Judith, and we'll see that in the trailer as well, a scene of them killing some walkers. And there's a promo photo coming up as well with these few photos of some, looks like maybe walkers, but definitely a whisperer, and that could be who they're attacking, Daryl and Judith. They're kind of out in the woods. I don't know if they're looking for someone, if they're just trying to hunt down the whisperers. And we got some of Negan, and we see Dog. We haven't seen Dog in a while. But it seems like Negan has been redeemed, I guess, and at least accepted back into the fold of the good guys. Looks like he's going to have to break it to Lydia, he killed her mom, but I'm sure that'll all play out in nice little dramatic form. But Lydia's a good girl, and she needs Negan probably now more than ever, and I think they've already formed a bond, and she understands that it had to happen and that they'll have a bond going forward. And I thought they may be in the shack, because there's, we haven't seen Gabriel or any of the other ones. We've seen Aaron and Alden a little bit, but they were at the Hilltop Battle. We haven't seen any of the Alexandrians. We don't know exactly where they went, probably Oceanside. But the other group, the Hilltop group, and possibly Gabriel and the others, but we don't see them in any of the trailer or anything, but definitely the Hilltop refugees, I guess. They end up at this hospital tower, and the episode's called The Tower, but that's a little spoiler, I guess, but a lot of that information is just out there, and you can even see it in some of these photos. You can see the stuff on the wall, you can see the cart and some different things, the sink. It just looks like a hospital or that type of building. And we get this shot of Judith and Lydia. Lydia's there playing with the cat, and they're still both young. Lydia, she's just a young girl. Judith, of course, a little kid, and they're in the apocalypse, so it'll be cool to see some type of interaction here with these two. And this is the shot of that whisper in the woods that I mentioned earlier. It looks like walkers maybe behind him. At least one of them, the guy in front with the knife, is definitely a whisperer. Then we get a shot of the Eugene crew, Eugene, Yumiko, Ezekiel, and if you remember that last episode, how he's called King Ezekiel, and the new girl in the pink there is the princess, and she wasn't going to be called Queen because it would make her people think she's older than she is, so she's just a princess. And King Ezekiel, when he introduced himself, he kind of hesitated a second and didn't say King Ezekiel, he just said Ezekiel, but that's pretty funny. There was a king and a princess in the comics and the show. But just a little bit of trivia, King Ezekiel didn't ever meet princes in the comic. Ezekiel's head ended up on a pike by Alpha in the comic. So he never got to meet princes, because this meeting did happen and they did meet princes just like this, kind of after the Whisperer War. But Ezekiel never did make that trip. So it's pretty cool that the king and the princess were able to be in the same scene here in the show. All right, then we got the opening minutes, and of course they met Princess in the last episode. The opening minutes is the continuation of their meeting with Princess. She introduces herself, tells them her name and things like that, and there's a slight back and forth, and you'll know that she's pretty crazy. She's crazy in the comic, but she's a cool character. I know some of you guys, one person commented on a prior video that they want to feed her to the walkers already. So I'm sure not everybody will like the princess, but I think she's a likable character. She does end up firing her machine gun, so they do have weapons. She does anyway. She's got some more, I think. She fires her machine gun at some walkers and scares away the horses, so she's not getting on Eugene, Yumiko, and Ezekiel's good side necessarily here in the beginning. They can see that she's a little reckless and a little crazy, I think. We did get a sneak peek or two also, and in the first sneak peek, we see the walkers, the whisperers mixed in. They have overtaken Alexandria. In the comic, the herd, Beta and some of the whisperers got the herd going toward Alexandria and then kind of moved off to the side, and Alexandria got overrun. This time, everybody went hiding, and it sounds like anyway it's going to be at Oceanside, and so Beta then is going to turn and start taking the herd toward Oceanside instead. They did arrive at Alexandria, and they are within the walls, but they're just kind of hanging out because everybody fled. Will they set the place on fire as they leave? I don't know. But we do hear the walkers in their growling talk to Beta. So that's another thing, like, you know, is it real? Is it not real? Is it just in his head? You know, what's going on here? But he was wondering, okay, where did the people go? And the walkers are rawr, 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 and telling him that they fled, they're hiding. And he goes, Ocean. So I'm sure they're going to be heading toward Oceanside. But we do see Alden. Alden and Aaron are hiding in the top of the windmill tower. They're counting the whisperers. They're looking at their movements. They're trying to figure out where they're going. And in the comics, a lot of this kind of thing happened. There was infiltrations and stuff. And I think Daryl's going to become a part of that probably. It's going to be an attack where even though Beta is still trying to attack them, the good guys are getting the upper hand. And they're definitely infiltrating the Whisperers. They're going to start killing them, looking for Beta. I do think there'll be some fights, a Beta fight, all that kind of stuff. And it looks like Aaron and Alden, they may be the two. It was Jesus and Aaron in the comic that ended up taking out Beta. It may be Alden and Aaron in the show, it looks like, possibly. But in the trailer for the next episode, we get several other scenes. We do see Beta at Alexandria. We do see Princess. We do see some of the stuff from the opening minutes and from the sneak peek clip that we've got. We do see the large horde of walkers that Beta is marching toward. What I would think, I don't know if this is them going to Alexandria or if this is them leaving Alexandria going to Oceanside. And like I said before, we see Judith and Daryl out in the woods killing some walkers and probably some whisperers. And, you know, she's like, I want to learn what you do and keep people safe. And Michonne has already taught her to be a badass little fighter. She is a little ass kicker, but now Daryl is pretty much her guardian. Uncle Daryl, Uncle Negan, her mom and dad, they're gone. Michonne's not coming back to the show. So her and RJ, Daryl's it, man. And what a not a burden, but what a weight to put on someone's shoulders, which I'm sure Daryl doesn't mind and is okay with that. And that's why I hope Connie comes back. Connie can be, like a stepmom, at least, I'm hoping. But this is a cool shot of Princess, Eugene, and Yumiko and Ezekiel. Of course, they lost their horses in that opening minutes. When Princess fired her gun, the horses ran off. So they're on foot now. And you can see some type of factory plant type thing in the background. It's not part of the city necessarily like skyscrapers. So are they leaving the city, outskirts of the city? And we don't know exactly where they are. In the comic, it was Pittsburgh. And I said Pittsburgh in some prior videos just because that was the only name I have as far as relating to the comics. They're supposed to be going to Charleston, West Virginia. Are they in West Virginia right now? Why would they have went up through by Pittsburgh? You know, I don't think that's the route they took. It didn't take them long to get there. They're in Virginia. They just had to go to West Virginia. You know, are they in Charleston? And are they trying to get to the train tracks on the other side of the city? And is this them going to the train tracks? So Princess, where she was at Pittsburgh in the comic, she may actually be in Charleston, West Virginia in the show. We do get a shot of Aaron and Alden tracking the horde, and I would assume that this is after they've left Alexandria. There's this explosion going on here in the trailer. Don't know what that's all about. So maybe there's some booby traps or something. Not sure what's going on there. But we see some more of Beta. We see some of Daryl fighting. Lots of little clips in the trailer tying into some of the promo photos, definitely tying into the opening minutes and the sneak peek clip with Aaron and Alden up in the windmill, and Beta's horde taking over Alexandria. The meeting of the princess, that story arc is going to continue. So I don't know how episode 15 is going to end, on a cliffhanger or just a moment going into the next episode. Angela King did say at the end of episode 16 there will be a cliffhanger, and it's my belief that that'll be Maggie returning. And I do think Maggie will return to the other group somehow and save them, maybe from the Whisperers or something, and it won't be tied into Commonwealth, but it could be. It very well could be Maggie being a part of Commonwealth already. Angela King said as far as Maggie's return, as far as describing it, all she did is say that just in the nick of time. In the nick of time is how I would describe Maggie's return. So that should be the cliffhanger. Something's about to go down with our group, that some people are going to get killed, overrun, and Maggie arrives just in time. That's what it sounds like to me anyway. But as they say, the last episode before the season finale, which will happen later this year, episode 15, it's coming up, The Walking Dead. We've got some sneak peeks and trailers and stuff. It looks exciting. The continuation, I don't think we'll see Beta die. Maybe next episode. I don't think we'll see a lot of it play out. We just really got to wait for that episode 16 later this year, which sucks. So between us, you guys, and the channel, we'll be talking a lot about the season up to this point, a lot about the potential Rick movies, that show, The World Beyond. We'll be talking about a lot of stuff while we wait on the finale and the show World Beyond to begin. But let me know what you guys think about it all in the comments below, and I will join you there. Hope you guys are staying very safe and just staying home and away from people and distancing and things like that. That's the only real way we can get through this, flatten the curve, and get out of this mess that we're in. Hope you guys are staying safe. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more dead stuff.